At first I was like, what is Dwight Yoakam doing here? But no, it's Jan Opperman. Hey there, how's it going today? I am in Talladega, Alabama at the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. Been wanting to check this place out for a while now. Finally got the opportunity to do it. So let's head inside and check it out. So I just walked inside and wow, this lobby here is very beautiful with this chandelier hanging down and a lot of the old pictures of cars on the track here at Talladega. I actually remember these days, like of that photo there, all the 80s, stock cars when they actually looked like the cars that were on the streets. But yeah, really excited to get started here. So let's walk on through the entrance. And I do remember the days of Davey Allison racing in NASCAR. And man, if he hadn't passed, history of NASCAR would be way different. That dude would have won so many championships. He was so talented and very, very fast. And as soon as I walk in the door, here's my favorite driver of all time, Bill Elliott from Dawsonville, Georgia. I grew up just one county over in Forsyth County, and actually we would go to the steakhouse there in Cumming, Georgia, and see the Elliott family there from time to time. Now, this early, 1983 through like 86, I think, was this body style Thunderbird, and literally nobody was faster than Bill at Talladega. I remember one race, he was almost 3 laps down and came back and won the race with 0 caution flags. That's how fast he was. This is just amazing. Now that we saw Bill's car, I just want to get a quick shot of this room before we make our way around it. Just a circle of cars. Very nice. We're going to start over here with this old, I'm not sure what it is yet. I have to get around to look at it. Here we go, Motor Mouth himself, or I think some guys called him Jaws, but Darrell Waltrip, one of the biggest personalities ever in NASCAR. He never held back, with the things he wanted to say. But I think I remember having, it was either this or was it a Mountain Dew car, a little plastic toy car when I was a kid. I think it was made by Buddy L or a company like that. But yeah, this car is pretty famous in NASCAR. All right, probably the greatest driver without a championship in NASCAR was Mark Martin. I actually got to see him race once at our local dirt track when I was a kid. I think I've mentioned before in other videos that when I was a kid, we raced dirt track stock cars, and Mark came there. I must have been during the Atlanta race, because why else would he be in the area? But this is when he was driving for T.G. Shepard in the number 6 Folgers Thunderbird. But yeah, Mark Martin, the greatest driver without a championship. So that was the first of 3 buildings I'm going to go through. I just stepped out here to go into the second building and saw these cars out here. Not sure what they're for. I don't know about taking a Pinto out onto Talladega. Do you think it would stay up on the banking? I guess maybe get it up over 100 or so. I don't know what's under the hood, but hopefully it goes fast enough to stay on the bank. So I just stepped into building number 2. Looks like you got Ricky Bobby's car right there ahead of you, but there's a very certain car back there in petty blue that I'm very interested in. You'll know it when I get there. And if you'll notice on these Dodge Daytonas and the old Superbirds, the Plymouths, this little scoop here has a little cutout in the fender. That's because these cars would suck so low to the track once they hit top speed that they would actually be rubbing the fender, so they had to cut a little hole out so that the tire wouldn't rub. That's amazing. Have you ever seen a Shelby Cobra Woody? Neither have I. This thing's pretty wild. I'm assuming this was like was meant for making body panels, probably. I don't know. Maybe he was making an actual car, because it looks like maybe it's wood underneath with fiberglass overlay. Who knows? With Carroll. Another famous car here in NASCAR history, the number 7 Hooters Thunderbird, driven by owner and driver Alan Kulwicki. To me, he's the last true owner, driver, champion. I know Tony Stewart did it sometime in the 2000s, but he also had Gene Haas's money backing him. But yeah, Alan Kulwicki, if you don't know who he is, I would highly suggest checking him out. And if you're not familiar with NASCAR history, this car was driven by probably the greatest driver ever in NASCAR, and that'd be Mr. Ricky Bobby. Oh my God, that movie was so hilarious. So many quotes. I don't know, shake and bake, of course, but you know, the whole "Dear Lord, baby Jesus" prayer scene at the dinner table was hilarious. I like to picture Jesus in a tuxedo t-shirt, jamming out with Leonard Skinner, playing Free Bird. Oh my gosh. I don't know how well my camera's picking it up, but you can actually tell some of these cars have seen action on the track. You know, little dings here and there. You know, looks like they made it through the whole race with this one. Michael Waltrip car, back when he was driving for DEI. But yeah, these cars are actually race cars. And this car was driven by the driver who had probably the greatest NASCAR driver name ever. I mean, if you were into NASCAR, you know who he is. Some pretty cool old cars here, and you can never tell if it's a dirt track car or an asphalt car if the tires don't give it away. Asphalt cars will have a windshield, while a dirt track car like this open wheel here does not have a windshield. It has a little screen on it, but no actual windshield. I always love these open wheel cars. This is wild, because this is an actual Thunderbird body from like 1983 through maybe 86. Wild looking. And of course this here would also be a dirt track car, even though, wow, has a 6-cylinder in it. That's wild. But yeah, no windshield. But I dig these old race cars like this. How fun would it be just to take them out for a spin? So this Buick here is pretty wild. Appears to be some kind of a track service car or something, but check, I've never seen this before. Is this an actual convertible on this back half of the cabin of the car? I mean, I see it has T-tops, so this would be like, you know, your roll bar here. But I've never seen this with this convertible type top. It looks like it might function, because you can see here where it would fold. I don't know. And it also has the 3.8 liter turbo in it. So would that make it a Grand National? I don't know. And anytime I see an old Mitsubishi like this, all I can think of is Jackie Chan in the Cannonball movies. You know, maybe something he would have drove. And this is the International Racing Hall of Fame, so it's not just NASCAR drivers that they induct here, but also people like Niki Lauda. If you don't know who he is, go check him out immediately. Also have Mr. Ferdinand Porsche here. Let's go see if we can find a couple of other people. You also have Gordon Johncock here, Indy 500 winner, and I just saw one of his cars, his Indy 500 winning car, at the Savoy Automobile Museum, along with, oh, there's Mario Andretti and AJ Foyt. Both of their cars were there as well. So yeah, go check that video out if you like. It's the Savoy Automobile Museum. And I've been there, I think, 3 times, but they keep rotating their exhibits, so I just keep going back. It's a great place. At first I was like, what is Dwight Yoakam doing here? But no, it's Jan Opperman. I was looking for Ken Miles' portrait, but I didn't see it anywhere. I mean, surely he's a member of this Hall of Fame. Why wouldn't he be? He's Ken freaking Miles. So it appears that this section is all drivers and maybe like engine builders and just people involved in racing from the state of Alabama, and all of their contributions made in some of their cars. So let's check that out. So they have a video here showing some really bad crashes, as you can see. Some of these cars. This is Ricky Craven's car that was pretty mangled, but probably the worst crash I've ever seen was Michael Waltrip in 1990 at Bristol when he hit the wall where the gate meets it. So he basically ran into what is the end of a wall. If you think like a wall on the interstate, and if there was just an open end, running into that at speed, that's what he did with this car. The worst crash I have ever seen in my life. This car twisted like a pretzel, but he walked away. Didn't have to be taken out on a stretcher or anything. It's wild. So that's going to do it for me here today at the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. Very cool getting to see actually some cars that I remember watching on TV as a kid, like Bill Elliott, Darrell Waltrip, Davey Allison, those guys. I actually saw those cars that they were showing here on the track on TV. And then there was also that Michael Waltrip crash car from Bristol. That was insane. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, checking out this video. Hope you like it. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you around next time. Later.